This is g4b. Determine the coordinates of a point that is described geometrically. So when you take the end of course assessment for geometry, you will have a formula sheet. And inside the app, I have included a link to that formula sheet so you can view it as well. But one of the formulas that proves to be incredibly useful is the midpoint formula. And it's not on the formula sheet that you get during the test. So I have included the formula right here for the midpoint. And so if you do not have that formula stuck in your mind, that would be a great thing to make sure that you do not forget during the test. All right, we're going to take a look at a couple of examples of that suit this determining the coordinate of a point that's described geometrically. So here's an example problem that would fit this topic really well. It says a line segment AB has endpoints at 3, 4, and -6, -2. What were the coordinates of the point of intersection of the perpendicular bisector of that line segment? So in order to get this correct, you would have to understand that for this line segment AB, the perpendicular bisector would have to pass through this point right here, which is the midpoint. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take the midpoint formula and you're going to apply, let's add the x coordinates together and divide by 2, and let's add the y coordinates together and divide by 2, and 3 plus a -6 divided by 2 ends up being -3 over 2, and 4 plus a -2 divided by 2 ends up being 1. So that point of intersection would be -3/2 and 1, -1.5 and 1. So there's example 1. I'm going to walk you through one other example. Example 2 has 3 points, and I've graphed them on a coordinate grid over here. And on that grid, if I connect all 3 of those dots, I end up with a triangle. And so one question that could be asked is, the median in a triangle is a special segment that leaves the vertex and it intersects the opposite side at the midpoint. So that right there would be a median. And we're wondering, what would the coordinates of, or where would the median intersect this side? And the answer to that would be the midpoint of that side. So in order to find where that median would intersect the opposite side, I'm going to take the coordinates of this endpoint and this endpoint, which is here, 2, 2, and 9, 2. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply the slope, or the midpoint formula. Here, I'm going to add the x's together and divide by 2, add the y's together and divide by 2. And over here I get 11 over 2 and 4 over 2, which ends up being 2. So that point of intersection for the median is 11/2 over 2. Now, without knowing the definition of a median, you wouldn't be able to do this problem. So it's all about understanding the terms and symbols and ideas of geometry and then using a coordinate grid to solve those problems. So lastly, just a reminder, make sure you know that midpoint formula before you walk into the end of course assessment for geometry. And I've included it for you right here. It's not on the formula sheet that you'll get during the test. And just another side note, it's not the only formula that gets assessed in this one. The other ones might be in the on the formula sheet, but the idea is that you might have geometric concepts, geometry concepts, that you would then have to use a formula and a coordinate grid to find the answers to.